Hello, friends. I am the Shadow Teacher, and I'll share with you a book I'm working through right now. This is Initiation into Hermetics by Franz Bardon. And again, this is a fascinating book. It was highly recommended as a companion to a practice that I already engage in, which is a system of Caucasian yoga. As a companion piece is some of the perspective in the Franz Bardon book, and some of the exercises would enhance what I was already doing. And Hermetics, again, some would refer to this practice as magic, as manifestation. And the themes in this book are consistent with the yogic practice, with the sun yoga that I do, as well as some of the Tibetan yoga that I've studied. And also key with some just basic new thought, self-help ideas, manifestation ideas, and the thoughts of visualization, imagination. And the exercises, again, in this book are very difficult. They are highly difficult to perform. And I'm reading the whole book, but I'm really just focusing on practicing some of these basic elementary exercises. And it all starts, again, as videos I've made before about magic. It starts with you. It first starts with the transformation and the alchemization, the alchemical process of you. And it starts with being to cultivate a certain level of concentration, a certain level of focused attention, being able to hold one's thought, hold a single thought over a period of time. And just think about how hard that is. Most people, their thoughts are all over the place. They're distracted, they're pulled in so many directions and unable to hold focus. Usually people who can do that are those who are able to tap into flow states, athletes, surgeons, people who are high performers, who have a skill set and a natural aptitude for that skill that they've cultivated over time and have learned how to turn that on and tap into that state. That's essentially the components that are being taught in this book. But what I notice again is the nature of the platform, again, that I'm sharing this on, works against one's ability to cultivate power and magic and manifestation. There's so many videos on here, ironically, about manifestation, and my guess is there are very few people who are actually good at it. And I'm okay at it. I'm not great. I would say I'm a beginner. I don't claim to be a master of it, but I do understand the principles very well. And I know how I get in my own way when I'm working here. So I'm going to share a little with you. Everything starts with sitting with yourself, just sitting still for 5 minutes, sitting and observing your thoughts and doing nothing. There was a meditation practice I learned, and 3 keys were do nothing, want nothing, be nothing. And if you could just hold that intention and sit with that for 5 minutes, that is the start of the first exercise, just sitting with yourself. Then the next thing would be moving to focusing on a single thought and focusing your attention and staying with that one thought for 5 minutes. And then the third phase is essentially, if you're a yogic practitioner, your savasana practice of dissolving, of being in the dreamless, the sleep of the yogis, the state of consciousness where one goes into the subconscious but doesn't fall asleep, and sitting, and essentially sitting with all that is and remaining in that state. And they sound simple when I talk about them, but very difficult. So the program in this book is you just stay on that first exercise. You have to stay on that exercise till you can sit with yourself and allow yourself to catch the thoughts, to sit, let the thoughts come, observe them, and go. And then when you can do that well, consistently, you can move on to the next one, which is holding a single thought. And then when you're good enough at that, you can move to the next exercise. And many people who try this will probably jump around from one thing to the next. You'll find you don't really get any great results because, again, you got to practice these very difficult things over time consistently. And you have to build. You got to be a white belt before you earn your yellow belt. And you got to get your yellow belt and earn that before your brown belt, and your brown belt before your black belt. And everybody wants to start at that black belt level. But we haven't found the technology to do that yet. But it is in us. And that's something this book says, is that once you become at that the advanced level, then you can, boom, you can hit that level of instant manifestation. And that is what a master magician is capable of doing. And whether you believe in this or not, for our egos to even want to engage in a practice like this, we have to believe that there's some pot of gold that is worth attaining. So we need to believe that there is a result that is worth the work and the effort that we're putting in. And at the same time, we have to fall in love with the process. And what I've already done, I can see a transformation that's very consistent with what's said in the book. The transformation is within me. And as I transform, I'm starting to affect the outside world in a way that I was not able to do before. And I'm just an initiate. I'm just a beginner. I'm just working on these first 3 exercises in the book, really the first 2. I'm working on sitting with myself and sitting in silence for an extended period of time, and then going into holding a single thought for an extended period of time. And I'll say this too, as my practice improves with this, I find my power is far more effective than when I'm on YouTube or watching a million videos, when I'm on social media, when I'm engaged in all this level of distraction where light and sound and frequency are wanting to pull my frequency in so many directions, pull me out of myself, then I'm much weaker at manifesting and projecting and concentrating my own frequency, the frequency that I intend to align with and connect with and extend. So think about that if you are a serious practitioner. And again, some of the basic principles here just go along with success in life. Discipline, concentration, focus. It's essentially what we're doing in this practice. We're combining the imagination of a child with the discipline of an adult. And when you can combine those two things, the ability to visualize and imagine with the colors, with the clear pictures that children do, but have the discipline of an adult, the concentration, the ability to focus on that image long enough, then you make magic happen. So I've said a lot in this video. I'll probably break down some of these components individually in future videos, but I'm happy to share this for anyone who is seeking to reach their greatest potential in this physical form. So be well, be strong, and I'll see you on the other side, my friends.